African Language Challenge. What are these words in your language? Moi, mafuta, lipa, mokonzi, moto, mwasi, mobali, mesa, mbula, mwana.
A lot of people ask me to do this one, so let's get it. These are the top 10 states in the U.S. with the highest black population. This is based on the percentage population in each of these states. So in the USA as a whole, black people make up about 13% of the total population. But alright, let's go. Number 10, New York. Number 9, Virginia. Number 8, North Carolina. Number 7, Delaware. Number 6, South Carolina. Number 5, Alabama. Number 4, Maryland. Number 3, Georgia. Number 2, Louisiana. And the state in the U.S. with the highest black population, Mississippi.
So we all know about the European Union, right? Well, did you know that some countries in Africa are considering doing something similar? Let's learn about it. What I'm talking about is called the East African Federation. It's a proposed union of 6 countries: Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania, and Uganda, into a single federated state. This means that for all intents and purposes, this whole area would become one country, and if it were to be successful, the East African Federation would then be the biggest country in Africa by size and the 8th most populated country in the world. The earliest discussions of this political union actually date back to the 1960s, but it has had various setbacks since then and is somewhat controversial among the people of these countries. In 2018, a committee was formed to finally start writing the official constitution of the country, with plans set to implement it by 2023. But it's anybody's guess if these plans will actually go through.
Now for this next one, we would say mte. They are tall. He, she. Remember, with pronouns, we're not into that stuff. So it's like mte. Could be a girl, a boy, whatever. Mte. They are tall. Ndimde. I am tall. Umde. You are tall. Mfuchane. They are short. Ndimfuchane. I am short. Mfuchane. You are short.
Mandla to the world. What is it? Mandla is an innovative Black-owned learning app created for those who seek to strengthen their unbreakable connections with their African roots. Why Mandla? Millions of generational diasporans seek to learn their native language, but few existing platforms have been able to meet this growing demand. Mandla aims to solve this issue. Launch? Mandla will officially launch on the Apple App Store in the fall of 2021. For more information, join our mailing list. Link in bio.
African countries in Olympics Tokyo 2020 Part 1.
Hello friends, so a few of my friends asked me to teach them a couple of words in the Ashanti language, the Tree language. So I'm going to start with our facial features, right? So when somebody say I, in Tree you say any, nose, ehune, forehead, omoma, mouth, wano, ear, wason, cheek, wafono, hair, utniwi, neck, okon, chin, waboje, teeth, ose, tongue, oketerama. Let me know in the comment what else you would like to learn, and I'll bring it on.
Before we get into the greatest lie ever told about Africans, let's not forget some of the more well-known ones. The dark continent trope really became one of the most popular lies told about African people. The idea was that Africans were backward savages with no civilization, with the exception of Egypt, which they consistently place outside the sphere of African cultural achievement. Civilizations like ancient Ghana in West Africa weren't privy to much observation, despite it being known for its vast wealth and powerful military, which Muslim writers wrote about. Archaeological reports highlight ancient stone settlements that are believed to be a precursor to Sudanic civilization in the region, not to mention the art of the Yoruba people, who single-handedly forced the world to acknowledge African ingenuity and intelligence, as some try to assign the development of such works to ancient European travelers. There's just too much to ignore when it comes to African.
I say a verb and you tell me its past tense. Do it with me. Say, said, drink, drinked, eat, eated, feel, filled, come, comed, fly, flied, read, readed, see, seed.
Alright, so I can't really teach Yoruba because I'm still learning it myself, but I do recommend this book. It's called Colloquial Yoruba, and it has free audio online. It teaches you everything that you need to know, from like the alphabet, the tonal marks, the pronunciation, sentences, dialogue. So yeah, just go to get this book, go to the website. Yeah, so using this book, you can go to the website, and then all the lessons are connected to a free audio. So this is lesson
Unit
14.
11, Dialogue 2. Kimberly calls the computer specialist recommended by Tope, and a computer technician comes to take a look at her computer.
Arábìnrin, ó dàbí ẹni pé mo ti rí nǹkan tí ó ń yọ kọ̀ǹpútà rẹ lẹ́nu. Kí ni nǹkan náà? Gbogbo àwo inú kọ̀ǹpútà rẹ ló ti kún. Nítorí náà, kò sí àyè fún.
Here are 5 African swords that you definitely should learn more about. Let's get it. We'll start our little journey in Central Africa with the Ngombe Ngulu. This particular sword was used for executions, specifically by decapitation. Next on the docket, we go to North Africa for the Nimsha. This particular sword was incredibly popular during the 18th and 19th century and used by, guess what? Our next sword takes us to the Sahel, which is the southern part of the Sahara. This sword is called the Koba and is used most commonly by the Tuareg, but you also see in the hands of groups like the Fulani as well as the Hausa. This beast from the east is known as the Kaskara. This is from Sudan and was most popularly known for its usage during the 19th century Moorish rebellion against the British. Last but not least, we have the Shuttle from Ethiopia. This particular sword is a double-edged curved blade and last saw use in World War II against the Italian invasion.
The oldest kingdom in Africa would be in what today that we know of is Sudan, a place called Kutsul. They call it the land of the bow. About 2 to 3 centuries before the rise of ancient Egypt, just as you can see, it concurs with what the ancient Greeks said about ancient Egyptian civilization coming from inner Africa, concurs with many other forms of evidence, and it had many of the symbols that would later go into Pharaonic Egypt. So it was in many ways a precursor to Pharaonic Egypt. But there have been many stages of civilization in Sudan that started before and proceeded to after the fall of formal Pharaonic civilization. We see pyramids like this. I've been here. There are more pyramids surviving in Sudan than there are in Egypt, 223 in all, though they are not as old as the ones in ancient Egypt. These ones are from about 100 BC. Then if we go forward, there was a Christian empire in Sudan. This is a reconstruction by a Polish archaeologist of a Christian church from 1000 AD rather. Again, pretty impressive. Based on the remains, this is what it would have looked like. Fast forward to Ethiopia. I always show people this and I usually ask, what is unusual about this building? It takes people a little while to figure it out. But it's not technically a building, it's a carving. The architect and the builders of this 800-year-old church dug down into the ground and carved the building out of the mountain. And that's what it looks like inside. This is a stele, weighs 300 tons. We don't actually know how 2,000 years ago, people in Ethiopia managed A, to carve this block of granite, and B, to get it to stand up without a crane. If you look closely, it's imitating a multi-story building. I can't say that they had multi-story buildings, but there's a door at the bottom, and there's what are clearly floors and the imitation of windows going up to the top. It's fairly impressive to get a 300-ton block of granite to stand up without a crane. And it isn't even the largest stele found in Ethiopia in this time. The largest one found weighs 500 tons, double, but it's no longer standing. Now, if I showed you these castles, and we didn't know this was a presentation on African history, we'd probably assume these were in England or Scotland or Norway, but these are Ethiopian castles from the 17th century.
Where do all the rich Africans live in London? Part 1, Nigerians. Now, in the 80s up till the 90s, a lot of wealthy Nigerians will buy properties in northwest London, especially places like Hampstead. These days, wealthy Nigerians tend to buy properties in central London. This is due to the easy access to high-end luxury brands. A popular area for many wealthy Nigerian buyers will be Imperial Wharf. Now, this place, Imperial Wharf, is also known as Mini Lagos, and this is due to the sheer number of wealthy Nigerians who've bought into the property development over the years.
These are the cities where black people are doing the best economically, and it includes all the nearby suburbs of each city, and is calculated by median household income, home ownership rate, among other factors. Let's go! Number 10, Richmond, Virginia. Number 9, Miami, Florida. Number 8, Houston, Texas. Number 7, San Antonio, Texas. Number 6, Charlotte, North Carolina. Number 5, Raleigh, North Carolina. Number 4, Baltimore, Maryland. Number 3, Austin, Texas. And it's a tie at number 1, Washington, D.C. and Atlanta, Georgia.